Homeschoolers, are you cheating yourself? Be sure to stick around. That's what we're talking about today on the Parent Teacher Bridge. Hi, I'm Rebecca with the Parent Teacher Bridge, where you can find the ideas and resources you need to empower you to become your child's most influential teacher. And today we are talking about how homeschooling families should not cheat themselves. So, as you know, with the idea of homeschooling, it has gained popularity since the year 2020. Some people hurriedly made that decision, regretted it, and went back to school. Some people have stayed the course, and more people have decided to jump into the idea of homeschooling as it has gained more traction and become more socially acceptable. So, here are some ways that I think homeschoolers can be cheating themselves. Number one, if they are not making sure they spend time together as a family. So, first and foremost, one of the pros of homeschooling that comes to my mind is that the families have more time together. So, be sure that you are actually spending quality time together. If you have everyone off doing different things every single day at different times, then you're not spending time together as a family. So this comes in the form of just making fun memories, whether it be on field trips or doing things together, maybe visiting grandparents and other extended family. You have the freedom to do that. The other thing, how it presents itself is with discussions. So do you provide opportunities, some downtime that you can have discussions with your children? One of my favorite ways to do that is to read aloud a book. And that may not happen every single day, and it may not happen for as long as I want it to, but if you're at least reading a chapter or two of something out loud with your kids, it's going to cause you to have some discussions together. Obviously, if you're spending time with your children, even that if that's riding in the car, as long as people don't have earbuds on and they're not watching TV in the car, you will have chances for conversation and spending that time together. So be sure that you are spending time together. Reason number two, or way number two, that you can keep from cheating yourself is to make sure what you are doing is shaping your child's worldview. For so many people who send their child off to a school, they're not the one getting to have all the discussions. They're not the ones getting to choose the curriculum. And oftentimes they think that their child may have the same worldview, but then they find out later that was not the case. So you have a wonderful opportunity to do that. And I would say to look for lessons outside of your child's curriculum. So the curriculum isn't the end all be all. There are plenty of lessons that you can teach your child as you go about the day, as you go about the weeks and the years. The third thing I want to bring up is to do the hard things. Sometimes, we may get frustrated if something is a little bit more challenging for our child and we hate to see them struggle, but it's okay to help them through the struggle. And as the struggles get harder, or as your child gets older, you can adapt to what level you are assisting them. If it's something brand new, it's okay to assist your kid and over time take away some of that assistance so that they are getting stronger and learning. And if you push through and have your child do some hard things, then they are so much more proud of themselves. Their confidence level really rises, and that lesson, just the fact that, I can do something hard, I can persevere. Wow, what a life lesson that is. And that's way more important than most of the things they have in their curriculum. So don't be scared to make some challenges. And those could be some academic challenges as well as some challenges with, keeping a job if you have a teenager, or challenges around the house, doing chores and things like that, or just balancing everything. Don't be scared to give your child a challenge because it will pay off in the end. All right, the fourth thing is to be organized, but be flexible. So I don't really struggle on the end of being flexible. I do struggle with some organization, but if I can make systems that's going to help the process better. So it might look for you, it might look like you've made your child a checklist of things they have to do, or it may be that you're guiding your child in how to make a planner so that as they get in those high school years, they don't need you as much. They can kind of work mostly on their own. But be organized, but don't be so rigid that you cannot be flexible. So for us as a family, if we're looking at the weather forecast, for example, and I know, okay, the remnants of a hurricane are coming through in a few days, we need to seize the day and make the most out of the sunny days we have. We know we're going to be inside because it's going to be rainy. It's okay to switch some things up like that. Or if we have a field trip or another event, 2 things in 1 week, and we don't get as much time to do our school lessons, then we may catch up on a Saturday morning or something like that. And just learning to make those balances and adjustments, that's a life lesson in and of itself too. Because if you get a little bit too rigid, then you can set your frustration high. And then if you're not organized, your frustration can also be high because you realize you're falling behind where you wanted to be, or you just feel like you're failing. So it's a nice balance to be organized but still be flexible. Both of those are critical life lessons. And then the last thing that I want to remind you of if you're new to homeschooling is it is okay to delegate. As I have my oldest entering high school this year, I've decided to delegate math. Now, I'm still in the room when he's doing math online, and I'm still making sure that he's organized with his notebook and taking notes and following the procedure that the online math has stated that they should follow for success. But I would not recommend to give it all away. So what am I referencing? I'm talking about these online schools where your child just does everything online. And I would particularly warn against that when they're really young. That's a lot of screen time. That's a lot of time to be sitting in front of a computer. I do understand if you are a parent like an 11th or 12th grader, you've never done homeschooling before, and you've just taken them out of school, and you just kind of are looking at the end, like graduation. You just need them to check off these boxes. But in general, unless your child is right there at the end of high school, I feel like you're cheating yourself out of so many experiences when you're just picking a package online school deal. And unless you've done something another way, you can't really say, oh no, it's okay. Because if you haven't experienced that time together, the time to shape your child's worldview, the time to walk your child through doing those hard things, the time to show them that you can be organized and flexible and you can make out a plan without having a packaged product come everything ready for you. I'm not saying it's wrong all of the time. I just feel like you're missing out on some opportunities if that is your first path and the first thing you go for. And I understand for some new people, they may run to that right away. And if you do that your first year, I want to encourage you during that time that you have obviously more time to yourself because someone else is teaching your children, that you should kind of step out, venture out, get to know some other ways of homeschooling, meet up with some other groups so you can learn from some people who may be doing something differently that you actually may enjoy more and your child may get more out of it. All right, can you think of some other things that you would add to this list? What do you think people need to do to make sure they're not cheating themselves out of a richer homeschool experience? Drop those in the comment section below. I'm Rebecca with the Parent Teacher Bridge, and remember, parents, you are your child's most influential teacher.